we've had a large body of work from Kevin Stefanski. And sometimes I don't understand why people in any other walk of life could understand certain things. But when it comes to athletes, when it comes to coaches, when it comes to sports, we kind of put that in its own little box over here, but we can't understand that it's about management, it's about people skills, it's about making sure that guys understand what they're doing and giving your employees the best chances to win. I'm going to give you an example here. I remember, and I always often go back to corporate America because corporate America, to me, is the closest thing to being cutthroat as it is in the football area, right? I played football, and at the highest level of playing football, one of the things they understand is a business, and they'll get rid of you for any reason. In corporate America, it's all about making money, and it's the bottom line. Are you making goal or you're not? And so there was times where I'd go in and we would be tasked with hiring for certain positions. And I would say, well, these are the metrics that we want. These are the qualifications that we want. We want a college degree. We want to make sure that, that person has a good track record, 3 to 5 years experience in a good place. Do you have any medical records? Do you have any medical, degrees or what, just all these qualifications. And one of the things that our HR recruiter told us, she brought us all in the room, and she kept sending us guys. And we're like, what? Why you keep sending? This person's not qualified. We send them back. This person's not qualified. Send them back. I had an interview with her. I don't know. Interview with him didn't work out. I had a second interview with him, but so it got to a point where we had to have this position filled, and we were supposed to have it filled 2 months ago. But everybody that was in management, that was recruiting, that was actually out here doing the interviewing, we didn't see anybody we thought we liked. They were getting on us because our attrition rate was over a certain amount. And in corporate America, they have attrition rates where it's like, okay, well, why are these people not staying here? And the HR director brought us all in the room. She said, listen, guys, I don't know what you guys have been told, but listen here. The way things are set up in corporate America, you're not going to get A players all the time. You're rarely going to get B players. If you're lucky, you keep your B players. The A players that you have or develop into A players or hire that are A players, they know they're A players. What does that mean? They know that they have the background. They know that they have the know-all, the know-it-all to do the job. They know that they're going to get there and progress. They know they got a good track record of success. So when you get those A players in there, you better enjoy them because you might have them for 6 months. And then they're going to go somewhere else and you're going to have to pay them premium dollar. At this role and at this slot, we can't afford to pay guys that top-notch dollar. So you're going to lose A players. You roll up and you develop your B players and hopefully they can get to A players. And then you're going to have to hire C players. Maybe the person has a degree. I don't know about the attitude. Maybe the person don't have a degree, but the attitude is great. Maybe a person really does not have any experience in that role, but they got shining recommendations for their last employer. What I'm saying is, and I say that to say this, where you make your money at in this world is not with the A players. Where you win in this world is not even necessarily with the B players. The money is where you at with the C players. The guys that you got in late round. The guys that you need to play when your quarterback is out. The guys that you don't really necessarily know anything about, but you can plug and play them. Are you getting guys that you can move? How many guys have you moved from a C player to a B player? How many guys that are still existing on your roster are a B player to A player? And one problem that we got with Kevin Stefanski is this. When we talk about his elevation of different places and pieces and parts and all of that good stuff, we keep giving him credit for keeping bad players medium. When you say we maximize Baker Mayfield. Did he? Really? We could go back and we could argue that. Last time I checked, he didn't win that playoff game. When you say all of this stuff is, he's been doing this, he schemes people open. Really? I haven't seen it. This Elijah Moore playbook, where was that at? And when I look at this playbook and I look at what it was supposed to be and how it was supposed to move, and I got a clip here from Jake Burns. Shout out to the Orange and Brown Report. I really respect Jake, what he does, because he breaks down all 22. I always tell people, listen, if somebody's telling you what don't count and what don't count, you ask them, how many all 22 games you work? How many tapes you done seen with that? Because that counts too. So I think some people be arguing and you ain't put the due diligence in. If you ain't watched these games 2-3 times, you can't tell me your opinion is see, this is why G. Bush, so why they don't give you a full-time show. You can't say that. Dirty. If you just watching the game once and going to sleep, that don't count. And when I'm watching it, I asked Jake, I said, Jake, I texted him this morning. It was on my mind. I said, Jake, I don't understand. Where did this playbook come from? This massive change your life playbook from Stefan. He said, G. Bush, besides the trick gadget plays, it's the same offense. And he watches film for a living. I had to go see, sometimes you got to go check with somebody. See, my opinion ain't first and foremost bigger than you. I checked with an offensive coordinator in college that loves the Brown. I checked with him. I said, hey, let me look at this. Look at this all 22 for me and let me know what difference is it from what we were running before. He said, you know, so crazy, G. Bush. I was laughing and talking to wide receivers coach about that. Browns running the same thing. And so when you look at this, man, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors involved with what they're doing. And when you got DTR out there as a rookie and you refuse to run the football, and I'm gonna leave you on this. Because we about 13 minutes in. I like to keep these things really cute and concise. When you run the ball 14 times and you say, well, we couldn't run the ball, so we abandoned it. The run game is like a marriage. You gotta be tried and true to that thing. You ain't gonna get something. Listen, this ain't a girlfriend. You gotta stay with the run game. I watched Bill Belichick run the ball 50 times because it was windy against the Buffalo Bills a couple years ago. And let me tell you this too. My problem with arguing this thing, whether the run is there or what's the run or how the run is, all this, here's my problem with really arguing with people with that. Is because this is not the first time we've seen this with Kevin Stefanski. This isn't the first time that myself, has been on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show barking back and forth with people on why would you have Nick Chubb not in the game? Why would you not have him in here? Why are you bringing Jacoby Brissett off the sideline to throw a corner route? Why are you running tight end reverses? Why are you running the reverse yesterday with Elijah Mitchell when he's running around like it's a playground back here getting tackled for? Why are you doing flea flicker reverse passes with a DTR? Why you come out in 5 wide? And why, when it's negative 40 degrees outside, you throw the ball 40 times with Deshaun Watson when you had Nick Chubb and you lost to a dome team for the New Orleans Saints by Andy Dalton, and guess what they did? Run the ball. So you don't get a reprieve this year and say, well, this isn't it's a one-off. It isn't a one-off, it's a pattern of behavior. When I'm arguing with you about why you're not using Nick Chubb more, and you tell me I want him to keep him around 18 rushes, now you see what your game is when you don't have Nick Chubb.